Children of Lear is old legend, and it's about King Lear, different King Lear, before King Lear, earlier King Lear, interesting. And his sons get turned, well, they're not actually all sons, I made it all sons, because that was better to rhyme with. And they get turned into swans by an evil stepmother. This is an extract from an 8-page or so poem. I've written about that, or written from that. And this is the extract where the sons are turned into swans by the evil stepmother. Children of Lear, extract. There in the books the words were ravelled in ancient ink, imago dark, indigo and nocturnal, legible only in the dying blush of the hangman's candle. First she read of Chrysopoeia, the men's games of mineral distillation, gold making, and surmised that the art of turning base metal to leaf might make transcendent mortal. She set about the changing of the charts and the grinding of mad sulphurs within her star and circle, robed in the weeds of the never-widow, God-wifed against will and all human reason. In Lear's echoing chambers his 7 sons slept, their milk skins prickling, low-lit with the nucleido-biological. As in all things the eldest felt it first, he threw back his sheets with winged, weak-necked unease, awoken by the chanting in the bowels of the mountain. His skin burnt imperatively. He wished he had a window to throw open, a cold sky to look upon. He felt entrapment, agitation, and then the sudden urge to fly. The white fur of feathers began to break in behind his knees and beneath his nightgown, a rising sea of virgin down. At first it was painless. At worst a tickling, poor partum pushing up the stiffening quills across his body and sheathing him in snow. For a minute he was made ridiculous, half man rolled in dust and grey fluffed signet queer in groan. Then he raised his head and screamed from deep in beak. The 7 sons awoke to swandom, brought to the fold of Anatidae. Swans, the temperate birds of silent fidelity, dabblers of the holy well and eaters of raw pearl. Arising from their beds, the 7 birded sons beat their backs against the stalagmites and cried. Strangers to transfigured limb, they paddled dumbly at the draperies. Beat the frictionless air. Where am I? With syncopated wings. The weaver's daughter felt and heard but could not look, brought to kneel in her concentric circle, as their marrow broke to her bidding. To see those swans struggle against the hot subterranean air, to see their thoughtlessness, confusion, birds of pale adolescent gawk, shoving sympathy through yellow bony lips. With panic flaps they burst from curtained chamber, a stun of swans, a white epidermal splutter, and into the halls of Lear's accustomed revelry, knocking over fruit bowls with tiny rolling eyes. The sylphs screamed and goblins scattered, harp and song stuttering, as the 7 swans squawked and semi-soared, spotless breasts crashing wild against crystal and tapestry. Lear, King Knight, raised gnarled hand, bidding silence, but birds could not obey. They flocked and mobbed, crying thin above the naked assemblage. Lear called for his bow and raised the shaft, to narrowed wily eye against his avian sons, all loveless hunter, and an arrow flew, grazing the neck of a bird boy. He did not know them. How could he? The flock broke with oppressive screams of mercy as Lear drew a second silver beam, and their wings spread against the spangled ceiling. They fled. Up, up, birds dripping human blood from the halls by the quaking heart of earth, between the crusted pillars and purple veils, up until they reached the gate of worlds. They scattered like thistle in the wind. The youngest came to rest in the green shallows of a lake, his breast struck by his father's flaming arrow. His brothers gathered round, unable to embrace. Instead they threaded moonbeam necks. The youngest shed his life in the marsh mud with his feathered coat, which melted from him like an April snow. And as dawn shred the darkness of the sky, he became human, beautiful and dead. His brothers wept as only birds can weep. Now 6 showpiece foul, the water knew the splendour of their sorrow. Thank you.